In heraldry, Tenné is a stain, or non-standard tincture, of orange, brown or orange-tawny color. Brown is sometimes, but very rarely, seen as a real heraldic color and is then called Brunâtre in French and German blazons. Etymology. In the Oxford English Dictionary, Tenné is described as orange-brown, as a stain used in blazoning, and as a mid-16th century variant of Old French tanné. The origin of both tenné and tawny is the medieval Latin word tanner, meaning to tan leather. As such, in French heraldry, tenné is the light brownish color that leather is supposed to have once done. Used primarily for depicting wooden skin in proper charges, it then became its own tincture. Hatchings. Perhaps as a symptom of the theoretical nature of heraldic stains, the hatchings assigned to these have been inconsistent among sources. The hatching for Tenné has been given variously as a combination of vertical lines and dexter to sinister lines, or as a combination of horizontal lines and sinister to dexter lines, though both these sources provide the same hatching of alternating vertical dots and dashes for orange. In theory and in practice, while Tenné is frequently mentioned in books about heraldry, it is not among the basic heraldic colors and its appearance in practice is quite rare. Arthur Charles Fox Davies, in his Complete Guide to Heraldry, asserted that both Tenné and Murray were probably inventions of the theoretical system of abatements, further commenting that he knew of only one instance of Tenné to date, and that was in an estate livery rather than coat armory. The Oxford Guide to Heraldry cites a late 14th century English treatise as stating that in addition to the 2 metals and 5 colors, a color called tawny was born only in the Empire and France. The Oxford Guide also citing Gerald The Ascendance of Armory as rejecting Tenné tawny as non-existent and Sanguina Murray as mistaken purpur. In Britain, despite its role in the system of theoretical abatements of honor introduced in the 16th century, Tenné is quite rare in British armory, appearing only occasionally in liveries and never as a color upon the escutcheon. The Oxford Guide to Heraldry notes that the stains occur occasionally in the 20th century but have never been spotted in a visitation record. Fox Davies named the estate livery of Lord Fitzhardinge, worn by the Lord's hunt servants, is the only known occurrence of orange-tawny in British armory. To this, Woodward was able to add the standards of both the Earl of Derby, bearing the Stanley crest upon a field of tawny and vert, and the Earl of Northumberland, bearing 4 horizontal bands, the upper being russet, the 2 central ones yellow, and the lowest tawny. The coat of arms of West Yorkshire was supported on the sinister side by a lion professed N and vert, with a lion professed gills and 10 in crest. According to the Heraldry Society of Scotland, the team colours of the Dundee United Football Club should be called Tenné and Argent. Dundee United calls the colours tangerine and white, and the team is referred to as the Tangerines. In continental Europe, according to the Oxford Guide to Heraldry, a late 14th century English treatise on heraldry stated that a colour called tawny was born only in the Empire and France. Fox Davies suggested that orange, as it appears in German heraldry, may be a different colour than Tenné, noting that a different hatching is associated with German orange than that of British Tenné. German heraldic author Ottfried Neuberger also noted a distinction between orange and brown Tenné, showing the usual hatching for Tenné but the distinctive hatching of alternating vertical dots and dashes for orange. Orange-tawny and Tenné appear in the civic arms of several communes in the department of Oise in France. In French heraldry, Tenné is traditionally a light brown. It is sometimes just light enough to be distinguished from the darkest heraldic color, sable. It takes its name from the color of tanned leather. This dark brown color, blazon tenné in French, occurs in the field of the arms of the French commune of Maréchaux-les-Gardens. A lighter tan color is blazon tanné in French. This tanné color occurs in the dexter chief quarter of the arms the commune of Le Neuville-Roy. The color orange is also used in French heraldry, usually blazoned as orange. The field of the arms of the French commune of La Morlaix is orange. In English heraldry, all these colors are sometimes called tenné. In Australia, granted in 1978, the coat of arms of the Northern Territory has a tenné field, with a design inspired by Aboriginal paintings. In South Africa, orange is a common color in South African heraldry, because of the history of South Africa as a Dutch colony, and the fact that Royal House of the Netherlands is the House of Orange. The Dutch prince's flag was an orange, white and blue tricolour, and this was the basis of the flags of the Orange Free State and the Union of South Africa. In the United States, tenné is found in the arms and colors of some U.S. military units, particularly in the Signal Corps, where the color is shown as a bright shade of orange, and the cavalry, where tenné is sometimes called dragooned yellow. The coat of arms of the 1st Signal Battalion, designed in 1932 by the U.S. Army Heraldic Program Office, is pabend argent and tenné, since orange and white are the traditional colors of the Signal Corps. These colors are repeated in the arms of virtually every battalion in the Signal Corps. The 1st Cavalry Regiment was assigned a coat of arms by the Heraldic Program Office in 1921 featuring a gold dragon on a field of tenné. The 1st Cavalry was founded as the Regiment of United States Dragoons in 1833, and at the time the dragoon units wore a cord of tenné and or. These are also the colors of the torse in the coat of arms of the unit. In fictional media, the Star Trek Starfleet Technical Manual describes the official tunic color of Starfleet Command Section uniforms, such as those worn by James Kirk and Hikaru Sulu, as 10. In the actual show, however, some such command section uniforms as Kirk's dress uniform were greenish in hue. The manual specifies this color as olive. Examples.